In this video, we're going to look at the painfully awful reality of EV road trips. And this was in a Tesla, which has a marginally better charging network than for non-Tesla owners in America between two of the country's largest cities. There are so many reasons why electrification is just not an option for cross-country travel. Not only is it ludicrously inconvenient to have to meticulously plan a journey based on charger locations, but it's equally ludicrously inconvenient to then have to hang around for a minimum of 30 minutes to get even a barely reasonable charge, and that's assuming they're A, working, and B, free. Add to this the effect of cold weather on the performance of the batteries, and you have all the ingredients for a truly terrible road trip experience. And this is exactly what happened on a real-world trip from Chicago to New York. If you're after EV and net zero sanity, you've come to the right place. Welcome to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney YouTuber. If you like my videos and content, please be sure to like, share and subscribe, hit the notification bell and drop a comment down below. Jeff Flock is a Fox business reporter, and this poor soul was given the unenviable task of driving the 800 odd miles, or about 1,300 kilometers, from Chicago to New York in a Tesla Model Y. In a regular car like a Toyota Camry, a full tank of 50 litres will get you almost 1,000 kilometres, nearly all the way. Then a quick stop for the remaining 300 kilometres, easy. Not in a Tesla. And that seems mainly because the range is frequently nowhere near what is anticipated. After setting off from Chicago, the first stop was barely 100 miles into the journey.
Our first charging stop, Elkhart, Indiana. We traveled 112 miles. The battery was supposed to take us 219.
Wowzers, 112 compared to 219. Barely half what the range was showing. Half an hour's charge later and they were back on the road. But later the story was exactly the same.
Charging stop number 2, Maumee, Ohio. According to the car, the battery should have taken us 205 miles, but we'd only gotten 127.
Slightly better this time, over 60% as opposed to 51% for the first leg. They then hobbled on to their overnight stop with 38 miles remaining, not having yet made it to Cleveland, which is only 330 miles from Chicago, and 2 charging stops, I think. But the news got worse in the morning.
Morning offered a chilling surprise.
So last night when we parked the car, we had 38 miles remaining. This morning, didn't do anything overnight, 15 miles remaining.
The Tesla software routed us to the nearest supercharger in Sheffield, Ohio.
Oh, gosh, we could have gone another 15 feet.
And less than 100 miles later, they're charging again, because the range isn't what was expected.
In Girard, Ohio, for our second charge of the day. At this point, we've traveled 87 miles since our last charge. That's 46 miles less than anticipated. With the battery charged, we headed back to the highway. 3 more stops to juice up the car, each time only getting between 58 and 69% of the mileage that the car had estimated. 2 days and 808 miles of roads with next to no traffic. We reached New York City in just under 17 hours of driving, plus charging. About an hour longer than the car had estimated, but 3.5 hours longer than a gas car would have taken.
I make that no less than 5 charging stops on day 2, 1 before they could even get going in the morning, and then 4 more, plus the 2 en route charges on day 1. Compared to the hypothetical gas-powered equivalent, no en route stops on day 1, and 1 on day 2. And here we have 7 en route charging stops of half an hour or more. Welcome to the future of motoring. Jeff admits to being a bit of an electric car fan, and that despite all the insane annoyance of charging, he enjoyed the drive. But one of the key takeaways for him was that your route is dictated by the charging stations, and you can't trust the range of the car promises. You can watch Jeff put on a brave face on the whole thing and say that he's saving the planet in the video at the link. But I have to ask you in all honesty, who, in their right mind, would ever take a road trip in an EV? It's not just marginal, it's orders of magnitude worse than the same trip in an ICE car. And no amount of hype can get away from that fact. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you have any tips or stories, you can hit me up on Instagram or by email. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.